The next train right then. They stopped me and said, "No, you don't get on this train, this car." And it took me to a car that trailed the coal car. Had no windows, it was cold, garbage all over. And that was my introduction to going from Raleigh, North Carolina to Durham. But the next day, I felt this was the best thing. That could happen to somebody like me. I met Kathy, I met Harold Moore, I had Leslie Taylor, who was from Plainfield, waiting for me, who begged the house mother to give me the last bed in the dormitory. And I ended up with two roommates. One was a grad student, and one was a major in physics. And they told me I could move in their room if I follow their rules. They told me that I had to be in my room right after dinner. I could go to the girls' dorm if I could be back by 7 o'clock. Since I was on the track team, I didn't get to the dining hall till 6 o'clock. They told me I couldn't have any company until 11 o'clock. But I had to study to 10:30. And company could only come if they came to study. They put a blanket over my bed when they were up late to make sure that I was comfortable and sleeping. First time I asked one of them a question, they threw me a book. Said, "Look it up." They said, "You are going to be one of the best athletes in the school because Lee Calhoun, the Olympic champion, was their roommate the year before." When I left Plainfield, I did not think that I could learn. I met my first teacher, a history teacher, tall, dark man with a very bass voice, lecturing. I read every page of my history book. I got all A's and 1 B my first semester. The track coach who wasn't there when I got there on my track scholarship came a week later, and I said, "Coach, when do I get my scholarship?" He said, "You haven't been to the dining hall to get a job to work in the dining hall yet?" And that's what we did. Leroy Walker. He also told us that this was the easiest school to get into, the easiest school to graduate from, but the easiest school to fail in if you didn't study. And that's how it was. So I have much to be so thankful for. I met all my friends, some of them here, Andrew McCrae, who was on the track team with me. And so many friends, as Kathy said, were my friends for life. I met my first wife, Evelyn Johns, had 2 children, who I am so very proud of, along with my other 2 children and my second wife, Patricia Reed Merritt. And I am so proud of my children, of what they accomplish and how they live. But all of this happened because I went to North Carolina College. Not that Plainfield didn't do things for me, and I didn't learn things at Plainfield in terms of how to survive. But going to North Carolina made a difference in my life and many other people who were there. I was offered a scholarship to Villanova, a track scholarship. But Marshall Brown told me that is not the culture you need to be in. You need to be at HBCU. And when he met, and when I got there, I certainly understood why I felt so proud to be there. And if I had only been there one day, it would have made me the happiest person I've ever been. So I'd like to thank some of my friends that are here at my table. Talina, Queen, Michelle, who's working in the community. My son's friend, my close friend, and of course my 4 children, and my former colleague and still friend Francine Wright, Dr. Francine Wright, who got her doctorate degree while working at my agency, and is now working for the State Department. Ben Chavis is here, who's an old friend of mine. We were together when he was in prison in North Carolina, and we worked to help him get him out. At North Carolina, I just want to mention one or two more things. At North Carolina College, there were so many experiences. During the first semester, we had a visit from Sekou Touré, the first president of Ghana. It was an immense experience. Would never have seen something like that. My junior year, I participated as one of the first persons to go into Woolworths as in a sit-in strike, where we had been trained for a week or 4 weeks by Floyd McKissick to go in there and to go into the lunch counters. And 15 of us went in the beginning, and we had a crew that came in over and over again. And one thing I remember was one night, because the men went in the first day and the women were the ones that really did that sit-in. They kept going in day after day. But one day we heard that the women had gotten arrested. The whole dormitory jumped in cars and trucks and went down to police headquarters because we were going to get them out, and police came outside and looked at us like they were crazy because wasn't anybody in jail. But those kind of experiences made me the kind of person that when I got back home, I had to contribute back to my community. So I got involved with the National Association of Black Social Workers. I got involved with the National Black United Fund, and I continue to try to do those kind of things. So thank you. I hope I didn't talk too long.
The New Jersey chapter of North Carolina Central University Alumni Association presents to you the 9th Equal Image Award to Mr. William T. Merritt, October 14, 2017. Where's the camera?
You got it.
Before I talk about the next awardee, that picture that you see up there